Hi everyone, Nick here, and today I thought it'd be a really good day to film my plant tour update thing for the winter, since it's been about 3 months since I filmed my last one back in the fall. And disclaimer, not everything is doing so hot because I don't get any sunlight right now or direct sunlight. I live across the street from the Philadelphia Convention Center, which is great because that's where they have the flower or Philadelphia flower show every year, but it's not so great because it blocks out all my sunlight. So fortunately, I'll be moving shortly. Me and my friend got an apartment together and our lease starts in about a week, so I'll be slowly moving my plants over once that begins. And yeah, so stick around while I have see all my plants while they're all in one place. Alright, thanks. Once again, I'm gonna start my tour back here in my kitchen with my golden pothos that really has not done anything since I last filmed it. Obviously, it doesn't get very good light back here, but it's staying alive, so that's really all I need it to do. And then over here, my staghorn fern is looking the same. I probably should water it today. It's a little dry and a little droopy, but it hasn't started dying on me yet, so that's good. It's been 3 months. Let's go down here. I have my Dracena circulosa, or gold dust Dracena. I should say that this plant I've had for like a really long time, and one of the oldest plants I've had, and seems to still grow fine. I only water it like once a month. Haven't really repotted it, so yeah, definitely recommend this. I see them all the time whenever I'm at Lowe's or Home Depot. One of my dragon trees, Dracena marginata, and then a Sansevieria trifasciata laurentii, or the yellow-edged ones. And then, as always, scared my little kitty. My Sansevieria trifasciata, my large one. Say hi to Muffin, my little kitty cat. Alright, over here I have Aglaonema commutatum, or Chinese evergreen. As I always say, I'm not really sure what kind this one is, but I'm always being told on my Instagram that it is, it's called Silver Queen, I believe. I've also been told that it's the Maria variety, but I don't think it's the Maria variety. I think it's more so Silver Queen. Also, definitely check out my Instagram because I post on there like every 2 days rather than here where I post like every month. So I always have my link to my Instagram in the description, so check that out. Down here is one of my Ficus elasticas. Actually, this is my only one I have left of the plain rubber plants. And then my button fern that I recently got delivered, already getting the crispy edges. I'm keeping it moist. I have it directly next to my humidifier, but we'll see how it goes. And then my Stramanthe that's not doing so well, but it's, still got a leaf. Even though this one's all dried up, it's still in there, like it's not coming out. So I really think it's just going dormant. Also, I have this Asparagus Fern that's not doing so hot. Big surprise. But we'll see how it goes when I move. Also, I just found this on my windowsill that looks kind of dead. I'm not sure. I feel like people are always like, oh, my cactus is dead, and it's not, but I don't know. I'm not gonna it's not pulling out of the soil, but it's, winter time, so I don't want to water it since it's dormant right now. And I also have this Haworthia in there that's kind of looking black instead of green, so yeah, whatever. My Tenanthe Burley Marxii is looking fine. Got a little bit of yellowing. I think that was from me not watering it enough, but besides that, it's growing really well. My other Stramanthe is not doing so well either. It still has a bunch of leaves, fortunately, but it's getting the brown, just like my other one had happen. So maybe not the best plant to grow in this apartment, but I'm never giving up on these. They're just too beautiful to give up on. My other Ficus elastica, this one's a red ruby, I believe. This is the last plant that's alive in the pot. These are the 2 dead stumps. Not such an easy plant to grow, but once again, like I said, I'm not getting enough light right now, so that's probably the problem. Up here is my bird of paradise. It's got this new leaf coming in since last time. Still unfurling a little bit and still growing. Clearly it's not even halfway at its height yet. And then my Philodendron Brazil. It's not doing so well in some of the vines. Over here it's yellowing a little bit. and up here. But it's winter time, so can't really expect everything to do so hot. I'm actually gonna go back over here real quick because I have my neon pothos, and it's not doing so well either. This one vine is kind of bare. I got a yellow leaf. This one's doing okay, the longest one, so that's all I really care about. And then my Scindapsus pictus, or spotted pothos slash philodendron, whatever you want to call it. It's neither, but it's doing well. I probably should move it somewhere where it's going to get a little bit more light. Then up here I have another Sansevieria trifasciata, my neon pothos cuttings, a Peperomia aureum, another Dracena marginata, just the IKEA ones. And then we'll go over to my windowsill, which is stuffed to the gills right now. I have a Monstera cutting back here. This is a new leaf. Monstera Deliciosa. This is a Pylea Peperomia, stilt Peperomia, whatever you want to call it. Scientific name is Peperomia pudiolata. And then a Pylea Peperomioides. It's definitely not growing too well for me. I feel like every time I water it gets leaves yellowing, but the leaves are droopy and it clearly needs water every time, so I just recently moved it in the windowsill, hoping that will get a little bit more sufficient light. And then my string of pearls is doing actually really well compared to my string of bananas I had that died on me. Tradescantia Spathacea variegata is always doing well, so as always I recommend this. Very pretty plant that's very easy to grow. And then I have an aloe hiding back there. And my croton is doing really well. I actually think it's getting some new leaves in. I don't think it knows what time of year it is. I don't know how well they're going to grow in though. And I have a few more Tradescantia right here. This is my Tradescantia zebrina. My cuttings, they're doing really well. And then the other plant, the green one, is like turning purple, so, and it's still alive, surprisingly. I'm just letting it do its thing. Purple heart isn't doing great. Sorry, it's kind of stuck behind my Monstera, but it's growing. It's not dying. And my Peperomia pucifolia, which has lost its variegation, which really, it's in the windowsill and it's lost its variegation. So that's, I think, showing me how little light I'm getting right now, which is a shame because I do have a very big west-facing window. But on good news, I would say, is my Monstera Deliciosa is getting splits, and it's getting really big. So I have this leaf with the splits. This is a new leaf coming in that I can see, if I can get the lighting good enough, that it has splits already on the outside. I apologize if the lighting's not too well. Up, I think there you can see it. So yeah, that one I know is gonna have splits. This one could have splits on the inside because that's how this one was. But yeah, we'll find out. And then my Pink Princess Philodendron, which doesn't look like a Pink Princess Philodendron right now, but it's got these beautiful black leaves, which I can really appreciate. And I realized, so in my plant video when they sent me this and I unboxed it, I was saying how they chopped it and then it put off this new growth here, and I was like saying that was weird, but I actually like that they did that because it has these two little shoots coming off right here, and then another one right here, this baby leaf. So I think that's really cool. If I give it good enough light, it should, those shoots should grow pretty well. And then another aloe back there. This is one that grew from my aloe that I had received as a baby that grew up to an adult and put off babies, and this is one of the babies that is now an adult, so, multiple generations of aloe. And another aloe, like I said in the past, I believe this is a Wamsley's bronze. I know it's green and not bronze, but like I said, lighting. And then Jade Plant, if I didn't already show you, and a very sad cutting of a Tradescantia Spathacea variegata. Alright, so back here on my shelf is stumps from my Thai plant because it got thrips really bad, and I've just decided to chop it and try growing it that way. And then my Philodendron Imperial Red is what it was marketed as. I know it's pretty green, but once again, lighting, and also this leaf is pretty old, which is the newest one, so it was kind of red when I got it, and now it's kind of green. Palm, Chamaedorea elegans, the Parlour Palm still only has one frond on it, but it has some new growth coming in, although that new growth has been coming in for like a year now, so I don't know if it's actually going to grow. African Violet, which is a beautiful amount of new leaves coming in, and Peperomia obtusifolia variegata, another one. Cuttings of a Marble Queen Pothos, and another Sansevieria trifasciata laurentii, and a peace lily, Spathiphyllum. You know, they don't grow too well for me, but they still hang on. My Maranta leuconura, erythronura, I think it's the red veined one. But it's not doing so well. The leaves in the back are yellow, and I think I need to give it a little bit more light. I did have it growing on the windowsill for quite a long time, and I moved it back because I heard they were low light plants, but I think this one is showing me that this specific plant prefers a little bit more light, since that's how it grew up. Sorry for the noise, my cat's playing. And then right here is my Peperomia Pixie Lime. It was marketed as Limey Pixie. I don't think that's a real thing, so I looked it up, and Pixie Lime is what I actually found. Growing beautifully. It needs a lot of water. Calathea lancifolia, I think it needs more sunlight, because look at that little leaf. It's not very happy. Peperomia Hope. My Calathea medallion rosiopicta, growing really well. It's actually got some baby shoots coming in. It's got two of them. One of them's a little behind the other one and doesn't have a new leaf yet, but this one's got just the tip of a leaf coming in. And then my Calathea White Fusion, which definitely could use a little bit more sunlight. It's got good new growth coming in. You can see right there, but it's also got some heavy brownage. I'm not sure if that's from lighting or from my water. I do let my water sit, but I don't use distilled or bottled or anything like that. Just use it straight from the sink, but like I said, I let it sit overnight. So any chlorine and stuff drains out, but that's not, that's not as promising as distilled or bottled water. My Schefflera I can't even pronounce it, arboricola, there we go, it's not doing so hot. You can see one plant is like dead, and there was another one that died. I think it needs more light. I can never grow these things. I've killed another one in the past. And I guess right here I'll show you my Philodendron micans, which is doing well, but it was in the window and I moved it for a plant that I forgot to show you, which I will show you right after this. And the leaves are coming a little bit smaller now, so I think it needs more light. And moving back to the window for a second, I just want to show you my Ceropegia woodii that I got from Hearts Gardens, or String of Hearts vine. It's growing really well, really long, and it doesn't need a lot of water. I've only watered it once since I gotten it. And I also am realizing I forgot to show you my Wandering Jew cutting right here, my favorite one. Just one little dangly, spindly vine. And also my Marble Queen Pothos that you wouldn't believe is a Marble Queen Pothos, but it is. Well, at least up there it is. It might have reverted to a golden pothos down here, but I just say it's a Marble Queen because that's how I bought it. You can tell a little bit more right here. Okay, anyway, moving back over here. I have another aloe, probably should be in the windowsill, and my neon pothos in my purple pot that I love. Philodendron Moonlight, it's not doing so great. Could use some more sunlight, as well as this Heartleaf Philodendron that is just such a slow grower for me, which is silly because my other Philodendron Brazil is such a fast grower. And then my Sansevieria Moonshine, which needs to be moved as well because now the tip is touching the ceiling. Up here, my ZZ plant that I got from Home Depot recently for only like $6 or $7, and it's got two really tall new shoots coming up, so that's really awesome. And my elephant ear Alocasia amazonica, it's doing okay. Sorry, I can't really get up there. I can get on my couch. Show you guys. Yeah, it's doing all right. Definitely needs more light, but I don't really have room for it right now. My apartment's really small. Monstera cuttings, Monstera Deliciosa, and a Jade Pothos. Jesus, we are at 15 minutes almost already, and I only did my living room. Okay, we are going in the bedroom. My peace lily that hates me, and my ZZ plant that's also, you know, not happy with me, but I'm just letting it be. Got the one new shoot. I accidentally broke the other one off, but I'm letting it sit in a jar. Actually, while I'm talking about that, I'm gonna go over to my jar. Pardon my mess. But I have all these cuttings of ZZ plants, and almost all of them have really a lot of roots, and you can see, if I can get it to focus, that there's a tuber. Hold on, let me get this in better lighting, because this is really interesting. There's a tuber. You can see it right there. And all of them have the tuber and the roots, and it's just from this because it was looking like crap. And I'm figuring I'm gonna let these grow a little bit more in water, and I'll plant it in a pot, you know, I'll just place it somewhere because the leaves don't look too good, but hopefully that means one day it'll put off new shoots. And I'll have another pretty ZZ plant that I propagated myself. ZZ plant propagation takes forever, but I am young and I plan on living a long life, so I figure why not do it. My Chinese evergreen commutatum silver bay, or Aglaonium commutatum, I'm sorry. Not doing too great from the thrips that hit it, but its foliage that's left is still beautiful. My cuttings are still just doing their thing from my Philodendron Brazil that had perverted. And a Thai plant cutting, one of them. And my Philodendron bipinatophytum, who has gotten the thrips as well from the Thai plant, but I've been treating it pretty heavily. And hopefully it'll survive. This definitely needs more sunlight. I am definitely going to be moving this guy in about a week to the new apartment and placing him directly in front of a south-facing window. Down here is my Calathea Consina Freddy. Really easy Calathea and a really pretty one. My ZZ plant babies that I propagated myself years and years ago that are still teeny tiny. I'm probably going to move them up to a little bit of a bigger pot in the spring. I think the tubers have grown a little bit, and I don't see it growing into a large plant. Well, it's in such a tiny pot, but it is still very young. Another Tradescanthus Bathacea cutting. This one's growing in water, and it's growing like crazy. Those roots, if you can see them at all, are really, really growing. And then another Philodendron Brazil. I just picked this one up from IKEA because it was only like $3. And I have a hard time finding these plants in small pots, so figured why not. My other one grew like crazy. I have this Monstera Adansonii growing really well, although it could probably use more light as well, but it's really pretty and really easy to grow. I think it's a little bit easier to grow than the Monstera Deliciosa. Another Maranta Lucanera. I think this one is oh god, I can't remember the name. Something weird. Something with a K. It's just a green Maranta. And then my Ficus lyrata, fiddle leaf fig. It got some kind of bug. I don't think it was thrips, but it was something. And I sprayed it and cleaned it, but that's where all that browning's from. Fortunately, it didn't hit any of the other leaves. And then I have my other jade plant, another Parlour Peperomia pudiolata, Haworthia, fairy tale washboard Haworthia, and then more Philodendron Brazil cuttings, my panda plant or kalanchoe, tomentosa, aloe. This is my original aloe, the OG cactus, mystery cactus for me. It's got little buds. And then some random little succulent that I found in one of my plants. My ponytail palm, and then last but not least, I have my orchids, my two, I don't even know what they are. I think they're the Phalaenopsis, I don't even know how to pronounce it. And I think this one is the Orchid Oncidium. But exciting, because this one over here has a flower stalk, which is great. I'm very excited about that. So, never really had my plants flower on me. My prayer plant flowered on me one time, and that was it. But they're not really known to flower, so I'm really excited about this. But once again, thank you so much for watching my plant video. It's even longer than last time, and they're only going to get longer in the future, so please stick around and enjoy in the future. Have a great day.